except that you couldn't hear us just then, but you can hear us now. And everything is going great. Do let us know if you actually can hear us. Uh, yes, welcome to the stream. The D20 Dames playing through the Journeys to the Radiant Citadel. I'm Jess, they, them. I will be your DM this morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. Let's go ahead and go around the table and have everyone introduce themselves and the character they're going to be playing. Yes, hopefully everything is okay with audio, but do let us know if there are any issues because there's already been a lot of like weird technical stuff this morning. So just if there's an issue, just let us know and we will do our best to pretend it's not happening. All right, let's go to my whatever direction that is to you that Brittany is from me. Brittany, let's start with Brittany.
Brittany, the Brittany direction.
The Brittany
Uh,
direction.
Hi, I am Brittany Leonigay, pronouns she, they. I am playing Granny Niwa, who is a dragonborn, a very old, short, hunched over dragonborn, pronouns she, her, with green scaled skin and gray and copper hair pulled into a bun with some sewing needles or knitting needles holding it up, and a blue and yellow shawl, um, and a cane. Um, and yeah, she's just very old, impossibly old, and that's all you need to know. Nothing weird, nothing strange, nothing criminal.
This all checks out so far. It all sounds perfectly normal and reasonable.
Absolutely.
All right, let's circle down to cat direction.
Hi there, I'm Kat Kruger. Pronouns are she, her. I will be playing Ama Gigi, who is also very elderly. Who knows how old she is also? She is a monk, a turtle monk, who likes to cook and give comfort to the adventuring party and is always looking for like the slow, cozy route. So we'll see how that goes.
It's gonna go really well. I can already tell you that much. Uh, Jen, Jen direction.
Hello, my name is Jen. My pronouns are she, they. I will be playing Viridian Green, the orc druid, who is an entomancer, so is very much into bugs, is not as old as time, but is looking for dirt older than both of her companions. So she has a lot of little warning there. She does have some bugs on her, and they do some of her bidding. But she is looking for like the perfect dirt combination for these bugs because she needs to bring back. It's a functionally extinct group of bugs back from the brink, and it requires like they have to have a certain soil to proliferate on, if you will. That's the wrong word, but that'll work. To live on top of. So, yeah, she will be asking her friends for their help, which I'm sure will go great, go fine.
It's
So,
gonna be
What,
perfect.
Jen, what is this character originally from? I can't remember. I know I know.
I created her for Adventure Maidens Halloween episode, and then
Got it.
no, I lie. No, it was doing it for our mutual friend, Matt's from Dungeon Drag,
Oh,
Queen's
Matt
of
Baum.
Adventure. Yeah, Matt
Okay.
Baum for his partner James's. We did a Waterdeep series over a summer. So this is
Oh,
my
got
other
it.
green character. She's very green. She has gray green, lean, tall, muscular, but not like very lean for an orc. Side shaves, like a sports bra and sports shorts. Dang, really realizing how much I just stole from myself. With like a belt buckle that has like a little beetle skull on it too. So yeah.
Cute.
Got it.
A beetle skull, even. That's
Well, okay, you know
so.
what I
But
mean.
no, but I mean like
Exoskeleton.
I.
Beetle bones.
I was thinking just like the head of a beetle should be like super tiny. Is it just like a super teeny tiny like, or is it from like a bigger beetle?
It's okay. It's made out of metal, just so it's
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
art. It's a reference to But that's enough about Viridian.
I mean, I don't know that we
Viridian just had
ever.
a really rich storied background, so I was trying to understand
No, I
where that came
appreciate it.
from.
No, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that there's ever enough time spent discussing belt buckles, but if you insist, I can let it go. All right, thank you everyone for joining us here today. We are going to play through one of the adventures from Journeys to the Radiant Citadel. Hopefully, you can actually see that. My camera doesn't like to change things partway through. No one's camera does. That's just what cameras are
Yay.
about.
Mhm.
We're going to be playing through one of the adventures from this awesome book. If you haven't checked it out yet, you absolutely should. I was able to work with the creative team early on in the book, and it is like from start to finish was just a phenomenal project. And I'm very excited to be able to take the Dames through one of these adventures. We are going to be playing through part of the adventure Trail of Destruction here today. Yeah, it's gonna get real serious, real destructive. Let's start with a little bit of a setup here, and let's start with Viridian Green since we're all like for some reason really obsessed with Viridian. When Viridian is just like chilling, living her life, what does she normally get up to?
She's kind of been on a couple jaunts outside of the town that they are all living in. uh,
The
look,
town, capital T.
the town TM,
Yeah.
the city center, with the bugs in her various little glass ampules on her belt, and taking them out, and occasionally, unfortunately, going through dumpsters and stuff, looking for just the right amount of like soggy bread crust to add to the compost bin. So she's well known in the, you know what, where she is welcome though is most plant stores, because she can come, and nurseries, she can come and diagnose any plant problems immediately. If there are any unwanted guests, she will take them away. A little bit of whispering, speak
That
to exoskeletons.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think that on your on Verdian's latest visit to the nursery, the owner of this particular nursery kind of pulls you aside and listen, Verdian, uh, you have you've always been like really in touch with nature and kind of like what's going on. I wonder if I
I
could
feel
ask
it.
a
I feel a disturbance right now. Yes.
yeah. I wonder if I could ask a favor of you.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, you know that some of the people who own the nurseries and plants around this area, we all sort of follow the same nature god, and we've lately been hearing whisperings from nearby in Tletepec that there's they've got some very tempestuous nature gods over there. So I was wondering if you wouldn't mind just like popping by and checking out the area and kind of see like see how they go about placating their nature gods, because it might help us in the future if we're having issues, because recently we had that terrible drought, and we appreciate everything that you've done for us. So I was just hoping that you'd be willing to go check out Tlatepec and see if you can get any information about their nature gods for us.
Absolutely. We need balance. We cannot have drought. Too many little buggy friends, like dry leaves walking upon, but we can't have it too wet because then they're washed away. So a little bit of a balance is what we need. So, okay. What was the name of the town again? Tlepek?
Tletepec. It's a Tletepec, and I'll give you my map to get you there.
Oh, good. All right. Is it okay if so I'll be going and questioning just some of the locals and seeing how, yes, they, you can count on me. Viridian says, thumping like one little gray-green fist on their their breastplate of their fantasy sports bra. I will get it done. What season is it right now, by the way?
We'll say it's fall.
Okay. All right. And then Verdine will probably start thinking, okay, I should probably take a companion just in case.
And I know that you can take care of yourself, but as you go on this journey, just make sure that you carapace yourself.
And then Viridian like slowly starts to crack at her seams. Oh, that one almost flew away from me. Thank you, thank you.
All right, well, Viridian's getting ready for the journey. What's Granny Niwa up to?
Um, hmm. Granny is at a tea shop and she is sitting at the window of the tea shop and she is just watching. She's just observing. And if you are observing Granny, you will also notice that every time the tea shop owner walks by and sees Granny's little plate of biscuits empty, they say, "Oh, sorry, you don't have any biscuits," and they put biscuits down. And you'll see that every time they turn their back, the tea shop owner, Granny, will put those into her pocket, her dress pocket. Um, and that's happened at least 8 times now.
Stocking up on biscuits. Just like stuffing your pockets full of biscuits. I love it.
Yeah, that's right. It just got leather lined pockets, for
For
in case there's any
biscuits.
jammy bits or anything.
Of course, of course. Would you say that Granny is in an area where she is fairly well known, or has Granny been traveling?
Oh, Granny's been traveling. Absolutely. Granny does not stay in any place for very, very long. I don't even. No, 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 no. She has a family, so there's probably some town. But for the most part, unless she's home, she's on the lam. On the lam.
And Granny
No
Niwa,
reason, just because she likes to travel.
of course. I mean, yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. Granny's
Yeah.
not up to anything. Don't be
No, 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 no,
absurd.
no, 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 no. Of course.
Would you say that Granny Niwa would have any interest in like a mystery, or would they really only be interested in more like treasure to be found?
Oh, a mystery means that something is unknown and that something could be Granny's. So 100% into a mystery. In fact, I think Granny's sitting here hoping someone will approach her with something like Granny is in her own Agatha Christie novel in her mind.
Is Granny hoping to be approached specifically, or is Granny just planning to like listen in and like if she hears a mystery, she'll go after it?
Yeah, she's been listening to some MLM pitches in this tea shop.
Of course.
She's been spying on someone who's clearly writing some kind of screenplay in their notebook. So she's just got her antennas up, here trying to hear something cool.
Why don't you roll a perception check for me and see if Granny picks up on any interesting conversations?
Okay, okay. Will it surprise any of you that I did not bring any dice up to the room I'm in? So we will be rolling digital dice. Oh, digital dice. Love me today. 22.
Oh my
Of
gosh.
course.
Okay,
Of course.
yeah. um in that case, you definitely are hearing some interesting conversations, and you notice that there are two shield bearers who Granny Niwa would know are sort of the security of the Radiant Citadel, which is an area that's nearby where Granny Niwa is currently. And they're clearly like on their break, but they're kind of like leaning toward each other and sort of like whispering. Very like they look sort of like furtive, like they're kind of like glancing around, leaning into one another. But Granny Niwa can hear them very clearly, or can like read their lips. But either way, like no can like see, kind of zoned in on like what's going on here. And they both are talking about the town of Tletopek. That they've been hearing some strange rumors coming out of the area that the area has become much more dangerous recently than it has been before. That something seems to be going on with the nature in the area just seems to have been acting up in very unusual ways lately. And that even though there are volcanoes in the area, they don't usually have issues with volcanic activity until recently. It seems that suddenly the volcanic activity in the area has just like gotten out of hand and no one has really been able to figure out why. And they're thinking about trying to send some investigators to the area to reach out and just like peek around the area and try to figure out what's going on.
Uh, Granny is going to finish up her tea and take some more biscuits.
Of course.
And she will very like slowly, feebly walk as if she's leaving the tea shop and walk by these guards. Um, and say, excuse me, hello. I assume they're like much taller than
Yeah, they're both pretty tall, both pretty big. Yeah. What can we do for you?
Oh, I was just leaving the shop and I overheard that you're maybe looking for someone to help in a I don't know. I didn't get the details, but I have a grandson. And he's very strong and very able. And he's looking for work. So I would love to set him up if you would give me the information. I'll pass it on to him. Very strong. Very strong, very handsome. Does that matter?
I mean, handsome doesn't matter for this necessarily, but I'm interested in hearing more. I mean, not right, maybe not right this second, because yeah, if your grandson can go help out, that would be really great. Yeah, if you want to send your grandson to Tlatelolco, and find out, what's going on, that would be fantastic. They, if you can send them to probably the Twin Gods Observatory would be the place to start, just to talk to the people there first, the observatory, because that would be, I don't know how much you heard, but they tend to observe for the volcanic activity. So if you want to start there, that would be great.
Not me, of course, but yes, my grandson. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll pass this on. I'll pass this on. He loves volcanoes, so I think he's just going to just eat this one up. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Like, if your grandson is able to get a handle on this, feel free to send him back our way once he's done.
Yeah, very handsome. He's very handsome.
Would
I
love to hear
remember
more
all the
about your
faces I
handsome
see.
grandson.
Yes, I can arrange something. Yes, of course. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later after your grandson. And what's Amma up to?
Amma has been traveling around. She's been doing that for quite a while now. It's sort of like her like retirement like journey that she's been taking. And she just kind of goes from village to village, and she's probably, if there's no like mahjong you know, in the town itself or village itself, she's probably playing mahjong, solitary mahjong, and um, meditating and taking micro naps at this time of day, whatever time of day this is.
All right. Would you say that Amma has um would Amma be like traveling with anyone, or just kind of village to village looking for mahjong and taking micro naps when she can't find it?
Yeah, I think she's just on her own, and looking for um, fun things to do in her retirement.
I love it. I love this for. Is it Amajiji?
I'm a Gigi, yeah.
Amajiji. Um. All right. I think probably what's going on with Amajiji then, since she's looking for fun things to do. is that she's heard recently about a caravan that's sort of making its way throughout the Radiant Citadel, just kind of like traveling from place to place, carrying some just like interesting wares, including some unusual and not very well known games. So, if people kind of like happen upon this caravan, but while they're between cities, they might be able to purchase something that they wouldn't be able to find otherwise. Would that be the sort of thing that Amajiji would try to
Yeah,
find?
yeah. I think she would try to maybe find like upgrade her mahjong set.
Does Amajiji have any like contacts or anything that may be able to set her on the right path to find this caravan?
Um, she probably goes through these villages, and I think she's like very warm and friendly, so she's probably made a few, like, either it's kids in the village or other elderly people, the senior community. There's probably somebody in the village that she's made a connection with.
Okay. Then I think probably you're able to find someone who's pretty familiar with Amajiji, and as soon as Amajiji says like, "Oh yeah, I'm interested in this caravan," they're pretty open to being like, "Oh, I just heard rumors about where the caravan might be headed in the next couple of days. If you want to try to head that direction, and we'll kind of like set you off on the path." But can you give me, let's see, I guess nature survival for how well you're able to track down the caravan between towns?
She got a 9.
So you're maybe not able to find the caravan very easily, but I think you maybe run into someone else who's traveling. Viridian, when you went off on your way, if you ran into Amajiji, would you would you try to greet if you see Amajiji sort of like wandering around looking for something?
Absolutely. What does Amajiji look like?
Oh yes, I didn't describe her.
Okay.
So she's like this she's a very elderly, incredibly wrinkled turtle, wearing a tunic with a, a high collar, and it's got like similar to what I'm wearing, like a like floral um, design on it. And you notice that she's carrying a little I don't know, a little fox mask with her, or cat mask,
Mhm.
sorry. Um, and it's sort of like just hung down on her belt with her satchel. Um, and she's a turtle, so she's got her giant shell behind her too. Um, and she probably has a staff that she uses, clearly not because she needs it for walking, but she just uses it like as a walking stick as she's sort of making her way down this path.
Oh yeah, obvious. And seeing a turtle like Viridian is always feels like a pitter patter, I guess, in her heart for anything that again wears its bones on the outside, like bugs. So it's very much like, hello, have we met before?
She sort of squints over at you and says, "Oh, I don't think so, darling.
Are
I'm who are you?
I'm
Are you part
very
of the caravan that I'm looking for?"
no, no, but I am on my way to the next city over, and I bet the caravan is somewhere in between here and there. So if you would like to travel with me,
Oh,
I
I always love a travel companion, darling. I'm
no no Viridian, thank you.
Viridian. Lovely name.
What
I'm
and
Amajiji.
okay. Uh, so they I guess start walking, but then Viridian's sort of like looking Gigi up and down. Is the turtle shell like completely covered, or is it like a what's the clothing situation
I
like with the
I feel like it's probably like just poking up from the back of
okay.
the neckline.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I hear in the next town they have a great place to go get like a wax done. You know, like and like clean off the dirt of the road or anything. But if you need help along the way, you just let me know.
She looks over and says, "Ah, yes, a spa date. That's exactly what I need."
Yeah, spas are great, but especially those dry spas because all the dirt comes off and then you can go through it. And yes, yes, yes. Anyway, what what? So any plans once you meet up with the caravan or
Well, I heard they have very special games, and I'm looking to upgrade some of my sets. Can't have too many on the road.
games? Interesting.
Do you play
Like
mahjong?
I played it a couple times, but I'm no master, let me tell you. So I'd be happy to, uh, well, not provide a challenge for you, but so okay. So you answered my next question. Though, was it card games, tile games, mind games? Like, what kind of games were you looking for at the caravan? So okay, interesting. Um,
And what are you off to do?
I'm off to prevent an apocalypse of nope. Yes, prevent an apocalypse. Period.
Amajishi stops in her tracks.
Well,
And
I mean,
apocalypse.
well, a potential apocalypse, a PA, you know.
She takes her little staff and like prods at you and says, "Do you need some help?"
When Amajiji prods Viridian, you see like she has a set of double pauldrons on her shoulders, and you see like two little fireflies buzz out and then like go back in. um, yes, of course. It's actually I am a perhaps I made it sound a little grander than it is. It's more of like a ask people questions, take that information back to, you know, our town, capital T, where we just were, and then prevent the apocalypse there because apparently they've been doing a good job over where we're going. So
You don't
it's
need to
it's
hold back, dearie. I'm a retired adventurer myself.
oh okay, yeah. I mean it's
And then she like twirls her like staff
what?
around and she just like blows some air out.
How impressed am I?
Do you want to roll for it to see how
I do.
impressed you
Sorry,
are?
there's a cat with its head on top of an animal, a cat with its head on my dice. Hold on.
Should I roll performance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Or
Roll.
acrobatics?
Yeah, you can roll whichever is higher, acrobatics or performance, to see how well you do.
That is 19.
Nice. And then
Okay.
Jen, did you want to roll? I don't know,
Nah,
perception,
nah,
I guess.
nah. She got an 18. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's very impressive what she just did with her staff.
Viridian's blown away. Viridian's like, okay, well, it's like, forget my quest. We gotta help you first. You could clearly kick anyone's behind out here. Like,
Was that behind with two E's? B?
of course it was.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And then there was like a buzzing behind her.
She actually says, "Oh no, dearie. We don't need to kick anyone's rear end or behinds or in fronts of or on tops of. Well, I am a monk of the way of mercy."
So you get beat up. You're the one that gets beat up, and you go, "Mercy, no, Uncle." Like,
While this conversation is happening between Amaji doesn't get to defend herself. While this conversation is happening, Granny Niwa I think kind of like comes upon these two people in their travels, because she of course didn't go get her grandson, I assume, and instead went after
What grandson?
yeah. Granny Niwa, I think, sees these two people walking, and what's Granny Niwa's passive perception?
13.
So sees these two people walking, and also a little ways away, like clearly ahead of them on the path, sees the rise of smoke. So what is Granny Niwa doing as she comes upon these two people talking that seem to be walking towards some smoke in the distance?
Uh, if anyone's watching Granny, if anyone were to have watched Granny, you would see that she was walking very fast, like almost like speed walking, like professional, like like
Professional speed walking.
very quickly, very quietly. But as soon as she hits like peripheral vision of these two people talking, she like crawls to a halt and just puts her cane kind of in the dirt, and she looks up at them, kind of listening in at whatever the lingering conversation is. And then she just takes her cane and just kind of points it at the smoke. At the smoke. Uh, uh, uh. Are we going to or coming from? Hmm? Hmm? I hope going to. Do you see that?
Oh goodness, what is that? I mean, it's
Well,
smoke, obviously.
it's smoke,
Sorry.
dearie, please.
Yeah,
It's
can't ask these sorts of questions with these more wise people around me. They're just gonna make me feel bad. Is it in the direction of? It's in the direction where we're going, Jess.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Guess it's the trailhead. Maybe someone started cooking dinner for us.
Does it look like a little smoke or a lot of smoke, Jess? Does
It
it look like dinner smoke or volcano smoke?
it's definitely not dinner smoke, but it's not quite volcano smoke either.
Okay.
Maybe they're expecting a lot of people.
Oh, yes, like a festival with lots of people and lots of wallets.
Oh, what are you selling?
Are you in the mood for a biscuit, dearie?
I don't know. It depends if you have tea, because biscuits can be kind of dry, like
Granny looks like, I forgot my tea flask. That's what it was. I could have collected all the tea that I wasn't drinking.
Are you all gonna
Anyways.
head towards the smoke that you see in the distance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As you get closer, you see where the road sort of widens out, and you see an overturned wagon that lies on the road. And kind of through the smoke, you can see people being attacked by serpentine creatures wreathed in flame. So go ahead and roll me initiative, everyone.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're gonna dive right
Nice
in.
to meet ya.
All right, perfect. Viridian got a 4. Let's get
Lovely.
those out of the way.
Love it. Love to hear it.
17 for Amajiji.
And 13 for Granny Niwa.
Amajiji, what's your modifier?
Dex modifier.
Yeah, sorry.
+2.
Okay. To rearrange all of my sticky notes that I put all of your things on. Very high tech here. So as you get closer, you do see this like thick area that's somewhat obscured by smoke, but you can see that there are these these four rather serpentine creatures that just seem to be completely wreathed in flame, and one of them sees you as you approach and turns your way. What was your marching order as you were approaching this? Who would be closest to the fire monsters at this point?
Not Granny Niwa. I know that much.
I'm guessing probably.
Granny's actively backing away, of course, into the tree line.
Yep, probably Viridian.
All right. The first fire snake is gonna see Viridian and immediately turn toward her to attack. The first is going to like reach out and try to bite, and that's gonna be a 23 to hit.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that. First blood of the day.
You're very welcome. And after it bites, it's also going to lash out with its tail, and that's going to be an 18 to hit. I'm sorry that I'm rolling so well suddenly.
Okay. Spoilers, they both hit.
Yeah, that is expected. Let's see. Oh, this is more damage than I realized. Not to make you panic or anything.
But over 75. That's all I need to know. Am I done?
So that's going to be, let's see, 4 piercing, 3 fire damage for the bite.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 bludgeoning and 4 fire damage for the tail hit.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, Viridian gets hit multiple times, obviously, singeing parts of her sports shorts and I guess probably some bludgeoning and like, that was my favorite bicep. We're fighting. And then it's someone else's turn.
Yeah, next up is Amajiji.
All right. Amma sees this happening, lets out a little gasp, and I think she wants to to try to communicate with the giant fire snake things first, before she actually engages. Is there like a way that she could, I don't know, like try to charm them, like just like start singing and trying to talk to them? We are here as peaceful travelers, and she starts like just sort of singing at them.
Do you are you trying to do like speak with animals, or do you have what
More like
languages does Amajiji speak?
Aquan, Common, and Sylvan.
Sorry, what were you trying to cast a specific spell or something with your singing?
No, I think she's more like taking it from like maybe like animal handling or like persuasion to sort of like calm them down.
I like it. Yeah, give me an animal handling roll.
An 18.
Okay, I think the big fire snake that just attacked Viridian Green kind of like rears back and then looks at Amajiji. It doesn't seem completely calmed yet, but you definitely have its attention.
All right.
Viridian's like, you gave it the razzle, now give it the dazzle.
I think she's just going to take like a meditative breath and just start channeling her breathing, and you see her sort of like withdraw into her shell a little bit, and she's just sort of like prepared for an attack. She's gone into her shell defense, now that it's like looking at her.
Okay. Did you want to try to do anything else right now as you wait for it to attack you?
You hear her continuing singing from the inside of her shell.
Okay. Next up is one of the salamanders that I think because it sees that the big fire snake is like focused on you now, it's also sort of like, what? And is also going to look at Amajiji and isn't really sure what's going on. The fire snake has sort of like paused and is just staring at Amajiji, but it's interested. So the salamander is going to aim for Amajiji. Let's see. Oh, that's going to be a 10 to hit.
That misses somehow.
It darts out with its spear, but I think it's still a little bit distracted by the fire snake. It's still trying to figure out like why the fire snake is watching Amajiji so closely. So it misses with the spear, but it will rear around and try to get you with its tail. And that is an 18 to hit.
That does hit.
That's gonna be 12 bludgeoning damage. And 10 fire damage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
In her shell defense, she actually gets a +4 bonus to AC, so that actually does not hit.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Sorry.
Never mind then.
First time playing this type of monk.
So yeah, it reaches out with the spear and misses, and then like whips around and tries to get you with the tail, but it's still sort of like slightly distracted by whatever the fire snake is up to, and the tail sort of like slides across the shell of Amajiji, and it's just sort of like, oh, that's
It's embarrassing.
yeah, how embarrassing for the salamander.
Not moving target. Very, very still target.
Yeah. This perfectly still turtle that's just like hiding in its shell, and the salamander just completely whiffed it. Next up is Granny Niwa.
Okay. Granny Niwa is going to first take her cane and she's basically using cunning action and fast hands at the same time. She's going to take her cane, which is well, I'll just explain. She just jumps up and like puts her cane in the air. She presses a button on it, and it is now fixed in the air, about, I don't know, maybe 8 feet or so, near the action, of course. And that happens very quickly. If you wouldn't even know it happened probably if you were watching, but she's so fast. And ooh, everyone's all up in these people now, right? Everyone's all near the serpents, my new friends. Yeah. Okay, well then I guess because she just wants to do something cool and not really anything effective, she's going to, now that she's placed her cane in the air, she's going to get a little bit of a running start, and she's going to jump, grab a hold of the cane, and like essentially drop kick, but in the air, the serpent creature that is engaging with, I think, probably Amajiji. Is probably closest. That's the one that was also very distracted and confused before.
Yes.
I want to make that more. But unfortunately, that's just really an unarmed strike. So let's just 12. What? That's not fair. 12 to hit.
That does not hit, which is so unfortunate because I love the vision of this.
Yes, yeah, me too. Gurney's going to do it so fast that when she lands, she's going to act like she definitely hit this one. She's going to look very satisfied, like, huh? Did you see this?
Roll performance for me. Performance or deception, whichever is higher.
Oh, let's do deception. You won't believe how high that modifier is. 22.
So even though this salamander like knows you didn't hit it. Like, clearly it didn't feel a hit. It is now, like, even more confused because you just seem so confident in what you just did that it's now even more, like, with its spear just sort of, like, looking around like something clearly happened, but it doesn't know what happened. So it is now even more confused.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right, next up we have another salamander. And I think this one, because now it sees first the fire snake that's sort of like entranced by Amajiji, and now the salamander that just like looks just baffled and it clearly doesn't know what's going on. So this one is gonna go after Granny Niwa because it's just very concerned for its friend that like clearly Granny Niwa did something to it, but it doesn't seem to understand what's going on. So first, let's see. Oh wow, that is a 22 to hit.
Oh yeah. Ouch. Let's hear it.
And that's another 22 to hit. So both of these will hit.
Oh dear.
And that's gonna be 13 piercing damage. And 3 fire damage from the spear, the flaming spear that's coming at Granny Niwa.
Yikes.
And once it hits with the spear, it's gonna whip around and strike out with the tail. And that's gonna be 11 bludgeoning. And 11 fire damage.
Okay. Well.
And it keeps its tail on Granny Niwa to grapple her.
No.
So now the salamander has grappled Granny Niwa and is holding onto her with its tail.
Gurney is, saying something about respecting your elders.
The salamander does not seem concerned with respecting its elders. It seems to have no interest whatsoever in respect.
That sounds about right.
Next, the second fire snake, which sees, of course, the first fire snake entranced by Amajiji, the salamander that just seems baffled beyond reason, the second salamander which has grappled Granny Niwa. So this fire snake is gonna turn to look at Viridian because so far Viridian is the only one that doesn't seem to have like done something inexplicable to one of its companions, and is hoping that means it can actually attack and not like come out of it just completely changed.
You didn't want to talk?
Oh, so the fire snake is going to lash out with a bite, and that is going to be a 12 to hit.
It does not hit. Sorry.
And it'll whip around with its tail. And
good.
that is a critical fail. So
what does that look like again?
So I think in this case what it looks like is the fire snake like darts out to try to bite Viridian and completely whiffs it, misses. So it'll whip around and try to get Viridian with its tail, and just sort of like whips too hard and like smacks itself in the face with its own tail, and immediately like rears back like completely startled and sort of like looks around frantically and then just darts away. Is just like so confused and frightened by whatever is happening in this situation that like its companions all seem like something is going on with them. It tried to attack and ended up hurting itself, and this fire snake is like, actually, no. So this fire snake is out.
Excellent.
And now it's Viridian's turn.
Ugh, all right. So Amajiji has attracted the attention of a fire snake and a salamander, the fire salamander, or just one the fire snake?
Amajiji, yes, has the attention of one fire snake and one salamander.
Yes, yes. And then the other salamander is grappling Niwa. Okay.
Yes.
Viridian will say, sorry, Gigi. And start to run over to Niwa. But by run, I mean, and if you don't like bugs, mute for a second. She casts thoracic movement on herself. And so a pair of 3 pairs, aka 6 spectral insect legs, rip out from her thorax, if you will. And then she like jumps, and so they are now commanding, like they are now running along, and she has got her hands and her legs free for fighting as she skitters over to Niwa to grapple the fire salamander on top of Niwa.
So you're grappling the grappling.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll. I mean, I guess it'll have disadvantage because it's already trying to grapple something else. So its tail is like, yeah, I guess let's do a strength contest.
That's good because I have an advantage in strength. I'm glad you said that.
I did it just for you.
Yes. Well, I'm glad I have that advantage.
All right. How did Viridian do?
18.
Oh yeah. What were you trying to do exactly? Like
pull the fire salamander off of Niwa.
Oh yeah, you absolutely are able to do that.
Okay. Good. Yeah, and she's just like, "Excuse me, this is very rude."
You're able to pull the fire snake off, or the salamander rather off. But since you do touch it in order to do that, you also take 10 fire damage.
Good. All right. Thank you.
And were you just like throwing it down, or were you trying to do anything else to that salamander?
As her hands start to burn, she'll let her her spectral legs take a hold of the the fire salamander to hold it down. I'm not sure how long they'll last under that fire, but yeah. And then she'll try to like pin it so it can't go anywhere or hurt anybody. Like it's 4 legs, its back legs, and its tail. So kind of like doing like a little like a pig roast type thing with its legs.
All right, the salamanders in D&D are just like long fire snakes with like weird heads. Okay. So it doesn't really have legs, but I think that Viridian with her strength roll earlier was able to get it off of Granny Niwa and was able to grapple it. And I guess just is using her spectral legs like on the tail and its arms. So it is, we'll say that you were able to grapple the salamander off of Niwa.
For now. Okay.
For now. Do you want to do anything else?
No, that's all I could do. Thank you.
Okay. So that one is grappled. And we're back up to the fire snake that is very focused on Amajiji. That's sort of like almost entranced by her. For this one, I think it's going to reach out to get close to Amajiji, but is not necessarily going to attack. But since are you like holding up your chanting from inside of your shell?
I feel like it sort of like reverberates from the inside, like there's like an echo within the shell.
Then I think what happens is the fire snake like tries to peek its big fiery face into the shell, like where it saw Amajiji like dive down. So you'll take fire damage, but it's not going to attack. It's just going to like try to like follow you into your shell. And because it is on fire, it's going to do some fire damage to you.
Okay.
So that's 3 fire damage.
Okay.
But that's all it's going to do is just try to like poke its head to try to like follow you into your shell. And now it is Amajiji's turn.
All right. So, you hear her break her song for just a moment, as she takes the fire damage. But then it picks back up, and then she, as a bonus action, she's going to emerge from her shell, and like you just see this like masked figure come out as she's singing, and she's changed her song to Aquan, and she's going to just sort of be chanting about putting fire out with water. Uh, and then as this masked turtle is in front of the snake that's peering, I guess they're face to face, right? She's gonna swing out with her quarterstaff, um, and with both hands, and try to smack it and knock it in the head.
All right, are you trying to like scare it off, or are you trying to just damage it?
She's actually going to try hitting it just to let it know that it's being a bit of a space invader by getting so close. So
All right, trying to teach it boundaries. Yeah, go ahead and roll your quarterstaff attack.
all right, does a 15 hit the snake?
It does.
Okay. That is just oh, hold on. 5 plus she's also going to take a stunning strike attack with her key points.
Hold on, sorry. Was that 5 bludgeoning?
5, I think it's bludgeoning. Let's see. 5 bludgeoning, yes.
Okay. So you smack it over the head and you see that it doesn't seem to take as much damage as you would have expected, but it does take a couple points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, so she's with that, she's also going to try like stunning it with her key points. So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 14.
That is a 17.
All right. Uh, so she'll take another action to do it again.
Okay. Another Constitution saving throw.
No, she's gonna hit it again. She needs to hit it before she can do another. Oh, that's 18 to hit.
All right, that hits.
And that is 4 bludgeoning again. But yeah, she'll try stunning it again. So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
That one was a 13.
All right, so it is now stunned until the end of my next turn. No, target is stunned until the end of your turn if it fails. All right.
The end of your turn? So like until right now?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like that's very effective. Like, that's what it says here. When you hit with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 key point to make the target stunned until the end of your turn. Oh, next turn, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I was like, whoa, what?
All right, so the fire snake is stunned. Were you gonna try to do anything else this turn?
Let's see. How many more key points do I have? Where do I find my key points on D&D Beyond? All right, here we go. All right, I will try to
In the background, you hear from
Tell her, Nami.
the
Tell her what to do.
From the overturned wagon, you just hear like it sounds like sort of like a whining sound.
I think Amazushi is probably going to step of the wind. So she's done like this one attack, and then the creature is stunned, and then she's just gonna like quickly like step away. And so she's no longer in front of the snake.
Okay.
And that's it. So she's disengaged.
Okay. So then next we have the very confused salamander that like didn't understand what its fire snake buddy was doing, and then saw Granny Niwa do something and didn't feel anything, so wasn't really sure like what happened to it. So this one I think is still very very confused, but is focused on Granny Niwa because it knows that Granny Niwa clearly did something, but just doesn't know what. But like saw that confidence and so knows that something happened to it. So it is going to attack Granny Niwa because it knows that whatever is happening to it is Niwa's fault.
Usually true.
Yeah, that a lot of people I think can probably say that. So that's an 11 to hit.
Does not hit.
And then, wow, a critical fail again. So this one that was already confused and concerned and like unsure of what's going on, I think is, it strikes out with its spear and just completely misses Niwa, and is still very like confused and concerned about what's going on, and just like misses so bad, whips around with its tail, trips itself up and falls over, and like looks up and is like, that fire snake had the right idea, and is gonna follow the fire snake and just like dart out of here. Is done with what doesn't understand really what's happening, but is done with this fight. Is out of here. So that salamander has also just run for its life. And next we have Granny Niwa, who managed to just scare a salamander away by doing nothing.
And you've got another one just laid out in front of you, being
Not the first time.
grappled.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, grappled.
Yeah, there's a salamander next to you that's grappled, and a fire snake that is stunned.
Granny is going to reach behind her shawl and pull out two short swords, one in each hand, and is just going to look at the salamander who is being grappled by Viridian, and see if she can intimidate it.
If Viridian's gonna probably just like let her little spectral legs let go and just be
Yeah.
you want to see yourself out?
Yeah, roll me your intimidation, I guess with advantage, since Viridian
Heck
has
yes.
it grappled and is like trying to help you out with this.
I needed that advantage. Thank you. 22.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this this salamander, like as soon as it feels it sees Granny Niwa with her swords, it feels Viridian like let go slightly, and it just like darts out of there. The salamander is terrified. It doesn't understand what's happening. The salamander is out. Did you want to try to do anything else?
Yeah, Granny is going to take her cunning action as a bonus action, and is going to disengage. And like kind of like take her hand in front of Viridian, like, the floor is yours.
Yeah, it is Viridian's turn now. All that's left is the stunned fire snake.
I will say Granny's really, it hurt, by the way.
Okay,
Like maybe she
good.
would have done this if she was fully healed, but like she's also very hurt. So
Oh no.
Emma's ready to assist.
So the fire snake is stunned, right?
Yes.
I mean, okay. Viridian's gonna take one of her jar. She's got one full of lightning bugs and uncaps it, and like whispers to them, and they all start flying off in the direction of the fire snake. And she's going to have them try to guide the fire snake to the forest away from once it's no longer stunned, like distract it away from the group. Like get the heck out of here. Excuse me.
All right. Performance, I guess, to try to get its attention.
Yeah. I'm rolling for the bugs, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I got a negative on that one. So, all right. So that's a 4.
I think
So
the
the bugs say something rude in fire snake language, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, the bugs say something rude to the fire snake, and it sort of like snaps around and like looks at them. Although it's still kind of stunned, so it's not really sure what's going on. But it's clear that it's not going to follow the bugs when it's able to. Did you want to try anything else?
Let's see. Bonus action. um, yeah, she will whip out her dragonfly dagger. Looks like one giant wing of a dragonfly from her little thigh sheath, and use her aggressive movement to slide up as fast as possible next to the fire snake, and just sort of like plant the knife next to it. So if it tries to move its neck to look at the rest of the group, it'll cut itself. Be like, there's only one way out.
Yeah, give me intimidation.
Okay. Use that. Darkness. 11?
Jen, I
For
want
the
this to
sake of
happen
the
to you
narrative?
so badly. Yeah.
To move on to the next thing?
Maybe you have advantage on that since the fire snake is stunned.
You're right, I did. 15.
Okay, yeah, that is definitely enough for this fire snake to be terrified. It's seen all of its friends run away. There's just so much going on here, and now these like fireflies are in its face, like insulting it, like calling it rude names. And now there's like a scary knife right next to its neck. Yeah, this fire snake is out. So you've managed to scare off all of these fiery creatures. And as soon as the last one has cleared the area, the thick smoke that was kind of obscuring your vision of the overturned wagon starts to clear. And as soon as it does, you feel it seems like the entire world around you rumbles. Everyone go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Before we make it, I do want to give Jen the inspiration for sticking to the intimidation despite the poor rolls and like
Try not to hurt, but just
Yes, absolutely. And that's the first day inspiration this episode. Do you want to quickly, Kat, explain how we used inspiration?
yes. So day inspiration is our version of inspiration, which the characters grant each other. So it works the same way. So Jen now can have advantage on advantage or re-roll a die.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have given one to Brittany and Granny Niwa for pretending that they landed that blow. So I'm just gonna retroactively.
Yeah,
Sorry, I probably could have used it, but
I'll take it.
All right. You said it was a saving throw?
Yes, dexterity saving throw.
So 19 for Amma.
12 for Verdian.
Also 12 for Niwa.
All right. You're all able to keep your footing as the world sort of just like shakes beneath your feet. But you do see that up ahead there's like a crack forms in the ground. You hear in the nearby forest some of the trees like topple over and smash into the ground. You see some of the people that were near the overturned wagon are clearly like very unsettled as the ground shakes beneath their feet. But very quickly it settles back down again. And as soon as it does, you see a woman stand and she sees you. She sees that like you were the ones who scared off the salamanders and fire snakes, and she immediately like gets up to greet you and says, thank you so much for helping us. Here, please, if you need it. And she hands over a potion of healing if someone needs it.
Granny reaches out as fast as possible and takes it.
So that's 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
Amazing.
That you get back. And she says, hello, my name is Amayali. Thank you so much for helping. We were so worried about this, the creatures just attacked out of nowhere. We weren't expecting it. Usually the elementals in this area are not nearly so aggressive. Thank you so much for helping us.
Is your child okay? Or cat or something? We heard it
A
whining
drooling
earlier.
thing. Yeah.
Oh yes, that is my familiar. She's completely fine. She just likes to make a lot of noise. She's There's actually nothing wrong with her. She was completely out of range of any issues, but just was wanted to make it known that she was upset that something was happening.
Oh,
Sounds
I like that one.
sounds right. Are you on your way to Teletepec too?
Yes, yes, we are. What brings you this way?
A variety of reasons, but I would like to interview some locals on how they um, are keeping their nature gods satisfied, I guess, not cursing the land or like bringing drought or too much rain. So, that's what I'm hoping to get out of this little trip. Although this was a bonus, a little, and then Verdi looks around team bonding.
She sort of like chuckles a lot and says, "Yes, well, you've come at sort of an odd time if what you're looking for is to learn how we appease our gods, because unfortunately lately they seem to have become rather angry with us, and we're not entirely sure why. Though if what you're looking for is information about the gods, I think the Twin Gods Observatory would be the place to go because they're the ones who typically study the volcanic activity in the area, and they would be the ones who would be the first to know why the gods have become angered with us when we've been able to keep them appeased so well in the past."
Sounds good. But yeah, if you want to give me just like a short rundown on the side of what you have been doing, I'll just not do those things. That seems sort of like the way, I'll reverse engineer the problem. But no. Gigi, are you okay?
Oh, yes, dear, don't worry about me. But she looks over at Granny Niwa and says, "Do you need a touch more of healing?"
I would never say no to that. And, feeling something in my back area, it seems. And she's like holding onto her side.
Uh, Amma says, "May I?" She reaches her hand out
Mm.
to touch
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Granny nods.
She sort of massages the area where you were pointing at, and you get 1d6 plus 3 healing. I think I will roll that. So that is 5 healing.
Ah, magic hands. Yes. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, pardon me. No one look at me really fast, and she didn't care. But she, Viridian cast the glow on herself, so her fireflies come back and roll my 2d6 for this. Ooh, not bad, 10. And they sort of dance around her open wounds and sort of like the sun, like channeling the sun, encourage the skin to grow back faster. So, all right.
I love it. Yeah, once you're all a little bit more healed, Amayali says, "Yes, if you're looking for more information on the nature gods of the area, I mean, I can tell you if you're interested. There's a schedule of uh, offerings that the towns keep to. That they send offerings of various things to the gods, and typically it's not as important what the offerings is as the intention behind it. So you might offer your favorite food as a way to offer comfort to the gods, or your favorite plant as a way to show that you wish for growth, that sort of thing. But lately, for some reason, the offerings have not been as effective, and the volcanic activity has started to get sort of out of hand."
All right. I mean, okay. Interesting that the offerings have not been working. Is there like a new spice someone was using that wasn't, in the food being cooked, or no spice perhaps, or
Not that I'm aware of. It seems only that for some reason the offerings are no longer enough, and we've been suffering these these odd earthquakes, and we've been getting all of these fiery monsters. The volcanic activity, typically the observers, the watchers of the ashes, are able to predict volcanic activity. And lately, the volcanoes have been, giving us these minor eruptions that haven't been predictable. So we're still not clear on what's happening.
Aside from the offerings, is there any other way you communicate with the nature gods? Do you understand them? Can you read into them at all?
Certainly not not the sort of like average person. I personally don't communicate with the gods here. But the Watchers of the Ashes would be the ones who are the most likely to communicate directly with them.
And so are you leaving town? Is that what was happening with this cart situation when you got, or were you just on your way back to town?
We the caravan is we sort of just travel through the entire area offering
Oh,
wares.
I'm sorry. You're part of the caravan. I'm sorry. I knew that. I was just wondering if you were like scraying because you were like the volcanic gods can't be, like time to ditch. So, okay.
I understand your concern, and actually there are people who have started talking about leaving the area because of the strange activity, but no, we were here simply as part of the caravan's travels. Um, it was not our intention to leave, but this attack has certainly given us something to think about.
Well, I think we're gonna go investigate. Maybe you want to change your route. I'm sorry, Amajiji. I spoke over you.
Amajishi just sort of furtively glances over at her and says, uh, "Well, perhaps, darling, when we're done with our task here, I'll take a look at your wares. That was what I was coming here for."
Certainly, if you're able to, honestly, if you're able to help at all, I'd be happy to, um, you know, perhaps give you a discount on a trade. Even if you aren't able to solve everything, even if you could just find. A couple of days ago, I sent some of the best warriors of our caravan to meet with the Watchers of the Ashes, and I haven't heard back from them yet, and I'm a little bit concerned.
Mm.
So even if you could bring a word back from them, I'd be willing to trade with you at a decent discount, because I'm just concerned that with everything going on, something may have happened to them. So if you go to the Twin Gods Observatory and ask them about the warriors I sent, and bring word back, even that would be enough for me.
Absolutely, darling.
I'll do anything to help with a discount for Amajiji. So,
If you're headed to the observatory, are you going to go now?
Yep.
Do we need to take a rest at all? Like, is Granny okay?
I'll be fine.
I can give you some more. I can send some bugs your way if you want.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, all
Okay,
set.
well, no
Thank
need to
you.
be a speciesist
No,
about
no,
it.
when I'm hurt a little bit more, maybe I will oblige.
Gotcha. Yeah. Niwa's just got some flesh wounds over there. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna head out now. Also, Niwa, good to meet you. I'm just kidding.
I assume we did some
we did
pleasantries.
introductions. Yeah.
Well, if you need it in the future, soon, there's. Why don't you take these two potions of healing with you, as thanks for helping us and for the help that you're about to give us. You can also, if you'd like, I have someone who I know wants to go to the Twin Gods Observatory that can act as a guide for you.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it a young grandson type? Because I was told there was supposed to be one here recently, and then no,
Ooh. Granny's like, ooh.
I'm kidding. I just wanted to get Granny's goat.
Well, I don't have any goats for you, unfortunately. Um, but if you are looking for someone attractive, I do have that for you.
We'll
It's
take
just
the smartest guide you have. Please. We don't care about aesthetics. I'm sorry. I don't care about
Oh,
aesthetics. I don't know about these two.
certainly the smartest dressed. And she sort of like gives you the eyebrows, and like waves someone forward. And there is a tiefling steps forward, with very almost like a foresty green skin, and they have on a gorgeous headdress with a golden, almost like tiara across their forehead, and just a very fancy, like cape that falls down their shoulders with feathers and beautiful silk, and a massive belt with a beautiful gold buckle.
A massive what? Sorry, what did you say? A
a,
massive belt?
a massive belt with a beautiful gold buckle. Yes, I know that those belt buckles are important here. And they step forward and sort of give you a very graceful bow. Greetings, adventurers. It's so lovely to meet you. My name is Olin, and I'll be your guide to the Twin Gods Observatory.
But do you have any weapons on you? Granny's looking him up and down, assuming that answer is no.
The only weapon I need is my incredible dancing. No one can resist it, I assure you.
I was about to protest, but that sounds interesting.
And they do, like, as they speak, get into these, like, wonderful, like, Vogue poses.
Does it have any particular effect on us?
No, they're just very dramatic poses.
Great.
Love it.
But I was heading towards the Twin Gods Observatory, because I believe that I can help with an offering to the gods to stop what's going on, and so that's why I was going, so that I could offer my services as an entertainer.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. I'm sure. What was the tiefling's name? I missed the name.
Aline.
Oh, Aline, sorry. Aline.
Okay.
I am down to see this.
Yes, everyone is down to see my performances. They are well known in this area. And they do, like, every time they speak, they move into, like, another pose.
Amma is sort of like staring, tilting her head back and forth as she's watching this performance. And something that Oline said sort of like made her stop for a moment. So she kind of wants to see if Oline is trying to lead them into a trap by sacrificing them.
Yeah, roll insight. And actually, even, like, advantage on this insight, because Aline is very, like, their movements are too big, I think, to really hide anything.
26.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, with your 26, you can tell that Aline is not trying to lead you into a trap. Aline truly believes that their performance will be helpful to what's going on. But, like, their goal in life is just to, like, make people forget their worries and see the beauty around them and, like, make people smile. And they believe that, like, their performance can help with whatever's going on that has angered the gods.
All right, Amajiji is very, very pleased with this observation. So she's actually gonna take out her hand drum and start sort of like drumming it as they start walking. So it's like dun, 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 dun. Just trying to help practice going up the hill or mountain to the observatory.
Aline appreciates it, and as they lead you to the observatory, they're definitely dancing. Like, they are, like, dancing along to the beat of this drum and, like, giving these big poses and, like, all of these, like, wonderful movements. Yeah, they're into it.
Granny Niwa, a little bit back from the performance art that's happening, will turn to Verdi and say, it's been about 50, 60 years since I've seen this display of naivety, I guess. Interesting to see, but
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I spent a lot of time as with the bugs, and like dance is very powerful. It's a communicator, and sometimes it is a conversation. So as we'll be able to tell possibly in real time how much the gods are enjoying the dance. So I think it's very interesting, even though yes, we could die.
Let's hope they like a two-step then.
Yeah, what's everyone's passive perception?
13.
12.
13.
12.
So along this journey to the observatory, you do notice a couple of times you'll see another like salamander or fire snake sort of like start to approach. But then they hear the drums and they see Alden's dance and they kind of like pause, like they're entranced and just let you walk by and like don't get very close.
Ooh, love that. Granny thinks it's her though.
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, there's no way to know for sure,
Stroking
but
those
like,
short swords.
Yeah. She like flexes her arm every time it happens.
And Alden doesn't notice any of that happening. They're just like so into the like dance while also directing you to the observatory that like they don't notice the dangers coming up on the road. They're just like keeping their dance going.
I think as we're walking up the mountainside, Amma wants to ask Olene about the foods that are prepared. What sorts of is it desserts? Is it full platters? What sorts of meals have been prepared for the gods?
Well, they say as they keep dancing. Each town does their own thing. Because there's so many volcanoes in the area, and each town sort of takes the care of the nearest volcano for the offerings. So it depends on the area, and it depends on sort of like what is the most important thing in that area. So a town that is more concerned with something like dessert, they would be more likely to offer dessert because it's the most important food for them. So it truly is.
You did say dessert, correct?
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just meant to make sure I heard that correctly.
Yes. The dessert, if it's very important, they would offer the dessert because it's representative of what the town cares the most for. But a town, for instance, that is well known for their bread might offer their bread because of the way that they prepare it, the sort of like ceremony that goes into creating the bread and that sort of thing.
So if you want to not prevent a volcano, do you offer a rock?
No. We're not doing this in order to prevent eruptions because we understand it's about balance. It's about nature taking its natural course.
Okay.
It's more about appeasing the gods so that the eruptions are not, worse than they otherwise would be, so that they don't cause massive destruction in the area.
Got it. So like a rock with a moat carved in it or something. Okay. Says Vernon, not getting it. Okay.
Amma observes well, if it's balanced, they're looking for perhaps just eating desserts is not very balanced.
You might think that, but there are places where it's worked for generations.
Where do we leave the offerings? Is there an altar? Do we throw them into the volcano in a dramatic fashion? And do people leave valuable things? No reason.
Well, every offering, I believe, should be made in a very dramatic fashion. But it's not always the case. All of the volcanoes have a path created into them where they can go in to leave their offerings. Again, it's sort of area by area. There are some where there has been an altar carved inside a volcano, some have altars carved on the outside of the volcano, and some simply have a path carved to the top where they can throw the offerings in. Some places leave food, some leave valuable items, items of importance to themselves and their families.
Very good, very good.
How much further? Says Meridian as they as they continue to pepper questions. But Viridian says this is all very helpful for the information that she needs for back in once they leave Teletepec to go back to the town that they're all from.
The town.
Yeah, Amma is just going to say to the rest of the adventuring party, I don't want to brag, but I'm a pretty decent chef.
Oh.
It's part of my comfort that I provide for those that are in need of healing and comfort.
Comfort food, then. My favorite.
So yes, you continue on your journey through this forested area as Aline leads you with their dance. And above the trees on the rocky slope ahead rises a tower covered in elaborate carvings of local animals and majestic mountains. Beyond it, smoke rises from a volcanic peak. And as you get closer, Aline sort of like gestures toward the entryway and says, "Here we are, the Twin Gods Observatory."
Great. Let's find us some Watchers of the Ashes. Is Viridian just like
also relics or anything shiny, anything in a case, maybe? I'd just love to take the grand tour if we could, but I could say that for later. Sorry.
looking for like a gift shop? Okay.
Yes, a gift shop. Sure.
Do you know where we find the Watchers? The special room.
No, all throughout the tower. This is, they'll be everywhere inside. Shall we head in?
Oh yes.
We do trust this guy, right? We got the Gigi was thumbs up. Okay, cool. Still very suspicious.
That might just be me. The way that I'm like, yes, go this way, everything's fine. I think I've like conditioned all of you to just trust that.
Exactly.
Like, was the DC supposed to actually a 30? And
yeah. No, you don't detect anything.
Everything is perfectly normal, and everything just feels very comfortable for everyone. It feels perfectly safe.
It's almost womb-like. That's how safe it is. All right, so we go inside. Is there I assume there's a long set of stairs, but is there a faster way up, like a lever?
There are stairs that you see, but there's also like it is set up like an observatory where there's plenty of like desks and chairs around. You can tell that there is like higher up where they'll be able to like look out into the distance. But as soon as you walk in, there are several like humanoids dressed in similar sort of like robes. Or similar dress with their sort of like tunics and pants, who as soon as you walk in, they sort of look up and, yes, what brings you to the observatory? What do you need? Sort of in the middle, we're sort of observing things here. What did you need?
Oh, my dears, we're here to help. Do you need assistance with the gods here? There's a special cook or special sacrifice that needs to be made.
Oh, you're here because you think you can observe better than us.
No, we are here because you have observed, and we're looking for more information so that we can act upon your observations.
Of course. Because we're not good enough to act upon our own observations.
Oh, no. We just want to amplify. We just want to amplify what you're doing. We want to praise you. We want to observe the observers. That's it.
Who watches the watchers?
That would be us.
Yeah, and we have, yes, again, I am three-peating what everyone else was saying in that here to help in any way. We come from the town, it's 20 from Teletepec. And we also want to prevent, we just want to like see what the gods are doing over here. It's like a little god to god telephone to like if they are angry in one place, they're gonna get angry somewhere else, you know. So I just, I'm here to observe as well, but also help in any way that you all see fit, because you're clearly the professionals.
Uh, just yes, we're all very busy here. If you want to figure out how you can help, you can go speak to Tenali. Um, he's up at the top of the observatory, and he'll be the one with the most up to date information. So you can go speak to him if you must.
Thank you. All
And you were
right.
looking for like a dumbwaiter or something to get you to the top faster.
Yeah, a little elevator, a little lever situation. I just didn't know if these two wanted to climb a million stairs, but
Oh, I yeah, Viridian probably doesn't know that they can move very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, you know what? Yeah, I've seen them in battle. Never mind. Yeah, Brian like stands next to the stairs. He's just like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, you're able, if you're gonna go up the staircase, you're able to head up the staircase past all of these just like really kind of like harried looking watchers who are all like looking at like the carvings on the various walls and like comparing them to their notes and like whispering amongst each other, and they clearly seem very like frantic about what's going on. But you're able to head up to the very top of the observatory, where you find um, a dwarf who is looking out upon the land, dressed the same as the humans that you saw downstairs. But he's like looking out upon the land and like comparing them to his notes and looking at the carvings in the walls up here, sort of like gazing around, trying to see what's going on.
I think as they enter this area, Tenali might hear Gigi saying to the last of the Watchers, "You're doing a very good job, dearie." Just trying to encourage them.
Oh, that's appreciated, but don't talk to them while they're working. They get very frantic, and it is a stressful time. But they some of them are still a bit new, and they anytime you try to speak to them, they sort of take it as, I don't know, an insult or something. I'm working on them. I apologize if they've been short with you. It is a stressful
Brady's like,
time here.
oh, okay.
Nothing we haven't seen before with the young ones.
Yes, yes, I'm sure you understand.
It's how I learned patient defense.
Yes. It, as I said though, it is sort of a frantic time. What brings you to the observatory?
Well, we were beset upon by um, fire salamanders and such, and um, the, someone in town we spoke with sent us up here with our guide Oline here, um, because she thought we might be of use.
Well, I appreciate you coming here. I'm actually not entirely sure what to do at the moment. Um, you may have seen some of the carvings in the observatory, and one of, you know, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the area, but one of the more well known myths of the area is that uh, the volcanoes contain these Thessalotl, the spirits of the volcanoes, um, but they are indeed a myth of the area, not real. So I thought, uh, but I've been observing the volcanic activity and the areas around the volcanoes, and I think they might be real. I think
Oh.
that the Thessalotl has sent out some salamanders and fire snakes to steal the offerings from the gods in an attempt to wake its sibling Thessalotl from the other volcanoes. And I think I think that's these gradual awakenings are what have caused all of these issues. Is as each new Thessalotl awakes, it is causing these tremors and drawing more salamanders and fire snakes to steal more offerings from the gods. It's I believe that is what has caused the issue. So I thank you for coming here. I'm really not sure what you can do.
We could guard the offerings so no one steals them.
For forever and ever and ever. Of
So,
But
course.
with spirits, they seem as though they are not rested, and perhaps they need rest.
yes.
Like a
In
spa day. Yes, yes, we'll get there.
Oh, I do love a spa. I do have a question because I've seen many myths in my day, and some are real, some are fake. But usually, in the myths, there is some direction or instruction that maybe you are ignoring because you thought it was a myth and you didn't think it was real. But maybe if we look at the carvings, we can see maybe how to appease these spirits. Something you did
Yes,
not previously take seriously, but maybe we could help with some research.
prevention is better than the cure.
Mm.
Certainly, if we can take a minute to look at the carvings and see if there's something that we've missed. Um, yes, we can certainly take a look. And if you all would like to, you can do investigation to check out some of the carvings and see if there's anything that you can find.
17 for Granny Niwa.
15 for Ama Shishi.
14 for Viridian.
All right, Viridian and Amajiji, you're both able to identify the Schleschalatl on the in the carvings. You see that there are a couple of places where there is a gigantic reptile, like in comparison to the things around it, that seems to be like bursting forth from exploding volcanoes as part of these carvings. It's not clear like what seems to be leading up to these situations, just that like there are several volcanoes that have this just like massive reptile bursting forth. Granny Niwa, as she studies, is able to see that um, there's a sort of a faded out part of the carving that is a little bit harder to see, and it shows that some of these like massive reptiles are sort of like gathered together and resting. It's almost sort of like a progression that she's able to identify where it shows them together and resting and then separated inside of these volcanoes and then bursting out of these volcanoes and just like wreaking havoc on the town. And she's able to sort of determine from this that when these creatures wake, they will seek their kin, and until they find their kin, they're unlikely to rest again.
Mm. It's a bit faint, but I've got very special eyes, and I
Tell
I
me what your
think
special eyes see.
I think I think they long to be together, these creatures, and currently they are quite separated in the volcanoes. That's all I got.
That's
I,
each.
how many volcanoes are there? Granny Niwa? I mean, so, anybody. Denali?
You just from like traveling through the land and from what you've heard, you know that there are a lot of volcanoes in this
Oh,
area.
okay.
Yes, the I mean they certainly are like some are quite distant from each other. I worry that if we try to wake another Felschalotl, it will the havoc it will wreak just as they attempt to like commune with one another would kill a great many people.
What about underground lava tubes? Some type of like inter-volcano system of communicating. I don't know how we would help other than move the earth a little bit in between, but Zuji, I saw you were nodding your head yes, so you're on board. Or were you reading something good?
No, this is a very interesting hypothesis. Perhaps we could since they're stealing the treasure from the gods, perhaps we can lure them to a single location with offerings for them.
I mean, it's a good idea to try to get them all together, but again, I think any plan where we try to get them out of their volcano where they are currently causes so much destruction to the land and the people around. If you were to try to do something like that, I fear you would first have to attempt to evacuate, entire villages.
Do we have any spellcasters? Maybe we can turn the volcanoes into giant sending stones, and then they could just, chat with each other through the stone and feel like they're together, but they're not. Something like that. Something fun.
Sounds good, except for the lack of like thermal energy needed for all the lush landscape around here. So,
as you're discussing what
discussing these very good ideas, yes.
Yeah, all of these like really truly brilliant plans. You hear sort of like a strange rumble in the distance, and the earth starts to shake. And since you are all at the very top of this tower, the shaking of this tower is much more extreme than the last time you experienced a quake. Everyone go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
And 9.
13.
Oh, you know what? I am going to use my day inspiration to re-roll. How about that? Terrible. Okay. You got a 6. With the re-roll.
So the tower begins to collapse around you.
Oh my God.
And as none of you saved on that dexterity saving throw, the stones take you down with it. So the tower collapses around you, and all of you plummet to the ground. The observatory has completely collapsed, and all of you are buried in the rubble. And I think that's where we're gonna end it for today.
Credits roll.
Credits roll. All of you buried in the rubble of this observatory after a massive quake has just hit.
Oh my gosh.
We get to come back though, right? We come back to this?
Yeah,
We come back to this?
we'll come back to this
okay.
next time.
I was like, is this a one shot now? Like, and you're dead.
I don't think I've ever lost a one shot. Usually there's like some way out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens if next time we come back to this one. I mean, maybe this is just the end. Maybe we never hear from these characters ever again.
Oh my God.
Literal cliffhanger, rock hanger.
A rock hanger, a lava hanger.
I was like, these are our best third characters, Jess. We need them.
True.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, that's what happened for today. This is where we're gonna pause it. Is that all 3 of our characters are buried under the rubble after a massive earthquake has just taken them out. If you want to know what happens next, the next episode is going to be October 30th, Sunday, October 30th, the last Sunday of October. And that's when we'll get back together and figure out what happens next, and figure out if our friends here can save this area.
This is good because we really needed a lot more time to come up with some better ideas.
Yeah. Next time we come back, we're gonna be like in the rubble, and Amma is gonna be like cooking a little meal as we discuss how to get out of.
I love this. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I meant it when I said destruction. I take my destruction very
thanks,
seriously. Especially because one of the plans seemed to be some sort of like Godzilla versus Kong thing, where like getting the gods to like realize that it was the Fleshlotl that were stealing the offerings, and like some sort of clash happening there. So yeah, we're gonna get.
Clearly that's where we were going. First, we're like, let's create the internet, let's create phone lines, let's have a family dinner. Like, we were trying all the nice options first, scientific, if you will, and familial ones, and then we get to all-out brawls.
Amazing.
Well, shall we Let people know where we can be found.
Yeah, so everyone, thank you for joining us. You can find all of our awesome adventures on d20dames.com. You can check out our podcast. We're currently in the Wanderleaf arc. You can find that, D20 Dames, everywhere podcasts are free. And check us out on Twitter and Instagram at D20Dames. I've been your DM, Jess, they, them. You can find all of my stuff on writejess.com, WRITEJESS. And let's go around and say our goodbyes and say where people can find you and anything else that you want to mention. We could do the same order as earlier, so we'll start with Brittany.
Brittany Direction. Hi, I have been Brittany. You can find me on Twitter at Brittany Lee. You can also find other stuff of mine at brittanylee.com. And yeah, that's it.
I'm Kat Kruger. You can find me at Steampunk Unicorn Studio, where I do freelance game design. And yeah, I'll hopefully be back. Like, I don't know what's happening.
Is Amajiji okay? We don't know.
Oh no.
So many broken bones possible in this.
Well, actually, probably shell defense.
Wait, don't worry. You know
okay.
what? We're gonna meta this. I'm gonna call you and let you know. Call you. I'm gonna message you on the internet and let you know what I've got a defense too. I could have. Oh, my name's Jen. Thank you. I have been Viridian Green. You can find me online at the Jenya. And later today, actually 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on the T, as in the drink, TTRPG talk show over at twitch.tv/TEATRPG with Halfling Nikki and Chaotic Darby talking about more of Wanderleaf mostly and some other good stuff. And then April Raygun is also one of the guests as well, who's a fantastic dungeon master and player as well. So hope to see you there.
Nice. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We will see you all next time. And for now, make sure that you check out Journey to the Radiant Citadel, which is where this adventure is from, with some adjustments for the dames because, you know, we got to keep our chaos at the dames level of chaos. But check it out. This is a beautiful alt cover. Check out Journeys to the Radiant Citadel, and we will see you here next time. Until then,
Misadventure
awaits. Nailed it.
Beautiful. Yeah. Perfect.